So now I work for the HR as an HR team in the Osaka company. The company is a technology processing company.
Today's episode is a special one. Today we have with us Sophia. She is a friend. She's my old friend from the time that I was studying in JNU. And currently she's working as an HR specialist in Japan. She's currently working as an HR specialist in Japan, and she oversees this company's operations in India. So I'm very happy to bring this interview to you. And in this video today we will explore HR as a career option in Japan, and we will also try to understand that the recruitments that she is doing from India for engineers and other profile to go to Japan, basically what are the candidates profile and what are the requirements. So stay tuned till the end of this video. So welcome Sophia, welcome to our channel.
Thank you so much after so long.
Yeah, we are meeting after a long time, and very good opportunity to talk to you about your experience as an HR in Japan. So can you tell us a little about your background and your experience as an HR in Japan?
Yeah, so if I talk about my background, I graduated from Delhi University, and then I did my masters from JNU in Masters in Japanese Studies. We were classmates that time, and then after my masters from JNU, I applied for a scholarship in Japan, and then I got through the scholarship criteria, and then I got 1 year research and 2 year masters program in the Japanese university, and the scholarship was maxed. It was funded by the Japanese government, Ministry of Education, and it's called Max, right?
All right. So she's, as she mentioned, Sophia mentioned, she's from Leh. She's from Leh district, right?
Yes, Leh.
Leh district.
Yeah, Ladakh.
And and all the way from Leh to JNU, and then from JNU to now working with a Japanese company as an HR specialist. So what inspired you to go to Japan and pursue Japanese?
Yeah, so it's all started actually when I was in Delhi University. Me and my friends, we were just as a hobby, we were studying foreign languages. My friend, she was studying Chinese, and I chose Japanese because we had 3 options, and it was a program. It's like a part-time program in DU. So you can even if you are doing one other degree program, but you can join this language course as a part-time. So we had 3 choices: the Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. So me and my friend, she chose Chinese, and I chose Japanese as a hobby to learn these foreign languages. And after sometimes I came to know about the JNU master's program, and I applied. For that, we have to pass an entrance exam, the JNU entrance exam, and then after passing that exam, I entered JNU, and then in JNU, so if you say masters in Japanese studies, they only they don't only teach Japanese language, they also teach language, culture, history, and other like business, Japanese, everything. So literature also. And then after studying more deeply about Japan, I got more interested in Japan, and then of course we were learning Japanese, and we were facing so many day-to-day Japanese cultures during our classes or during workshops and events. And then after that, gradually I got more inspired about learning the Japan in person by going to Japan, and then so I tried for looking for scholarships so that I can go to Japan.
Brilliant, Sophia. Thank you for elaborating on the kind of courses that are available. I'm sure students are, they are keen to know these details. Like there is a course, part-time course in Delhi University that you can pursue along with other degrees, and also Japanese is offered as a subject in few universities in India where you can pursue your bachelor's, master's as well as your PhD. All right. So, coming to your job as an HR, so how did you land in this job? How difficult is it for a foreigner and an Indian to find a job in Japan?
Yes, it's not very easy to find a job in Japan because since I was graduated from a Japanese university, it was like bit easy for me to get a job in a Japanese company because so when I was in my master course in Japan, at that time we have to do like one of the credit is also internship. So if I do an internship, I will get a credit.
Right.
Yeah. So for that, I did an internship with a company. It was a cotton company. So after that, and then after the internship and before the internship, the university there is a it's called Ryupro. It means like Ryugakse program. Okay. So the Ryugakse means foreign students. The university train foreigner students to get a job. So the university was training all the international students to get a job in Japan, and for that we have to do internship, and they will give you classes, they will train you all the Japanese Shukatsudo, the job hunting process, everything. So at that time we have to like get ready and do all those activities while you have to face during Japanese interview, job interview. And so I got the training of those while I was in university, and then of course that was just the training. But during my university time in Japan, mostly the Japanese students, the student in Japan do part-time job, right? So I was also doing a part-time job during that time. So it was also a part-time job as well as a volunteer work. It was at it's kids. It's like a cafeteria. There you have to. There was like so many international students, and then we were like it was the time of COVID, and we were volunteering at the children's cafeteria, where we have to. The international students have to be with Japanese kids, and then we have to just talk to them in English, so that they will learn English like from very young age, and then and we like. It's like a learning through playing, right? So we just eat food together and we just play. Like most of the time, we have to use English with them, with the small kids. And then after that, that children cafeteria got very popular because of the international students. So it all got media attention, like NHK World, all the local medias within where I was studying. It was Ehime Prefecture. So all the TV channels telecast our the children cafeteria, and then finally the NHK World. It was shown on NHK World, and so because of that popularity, I got so many job offers from many companies.
Really?
Yeah, and then they were like asking me how much salary do you need, and so then I got few companies. Also I got rejected from few companies because of at that time my Japanese level was not so good, because it was only like 3 years I was in Japan that time. So my Japanese level was not so good, and because in few Japanese companies, even if you are foreigner, you need very good Japanese skill, right? So I also got rejected, but one of the company hired me as in their HR team, and then I just continued the company, and then finally one of the at first I was working at a very small company in Ehime Prefecture, but later after that, after 1.5 years, one of the very big company from Osaka hired us. So in their HR team, they outsourced the company because it was a small company, and then outsourced the company foreign.
You mean acquired?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whole the HR team. So now I work for the HR as an HR team in the Osaka company. The company is an technology processing company.
Okay. Brilliant, Sophia. Very good to know the entire story of you finding the job. So definitely I can understand that in Japan, even a small appearance on TV can give you many job offers.
Yes.
So there are many platforms and there are many opportunities for right candidates. But as Sophia mentioned, that maybe it's not as easy as it sounds. Of course, you need good level of Japanese. Sophia, there is so much talk about Japanese work culture. So, do you want to share how the work culture in Japan is? Is it as strict as we hear it is, and do people really kill themselves because of overwork?
Like for me, in my case, I got very lucky at every step. Even I was a student, even I was working at a company, because I got all the good peoples. I met all the good peoples. But of course, like for like few months, it was very difficult to get adjust, because like since we are Indian, right? Sometimes we don't follow the rules all the time.
Right.
But in Japan, you have, if there is a rule, you have to follow anyhow, right? So sometimes, like in Japan, they focus on very small detail. For example, one of the example is that so we have like toilet, right? Or we have if we remove our shoes, we have slippers in the toilet, right? So you have to keep the slippers in like this door
Properly,
direction, door direction, not the other way.
Right.
So my boss was telling that you have kept the slipper in the wrong way. So please try to just remember from next time. Don't keep it like this.
Yeah.
So it was like, what's there? Right?
What's the big deal about it?
But so they put so much focus on small details, like cleaning everything after using like kitchen or the cafeteria. If you are having a coffee, so you have to put everything as it is. It was
Yes,
before.
yes.
Like no one used it.
Yeah.
So you have to put like so much focus on those details. If you don't follow that, you will be like they will just always like poke you. You are not doing this. You are not doing it wrongly or something. So it's very like sometimes it's very difficult to follow all those rules, and like irritating also.
Yeah. No, I can understand. So we hear that Japan is so clean, it's so disciplined, and it is because of rules like these. We may not like to follow them all the time, but I think we have to remember that only because everybody follows those rules that we can have a country like Japan. So I think that's very important. Right, so these small steps, every small step eventually makes the whole country so systematic, so clean, right? So I think it starts from your workplace or your school, small
Very
space,
basic,
very basic, and then it goes into community and then country.
Yeah.
This is something I really wish we could adopt in India.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come easy anywhere.
Yes.
In Japan also you will see that every rule is written so many times. Everybody is told about rules so many times, and that's when people register it and it becomes your habit.
Yeah.
Right? So all right. So wonderful to know about your journey. Now Sophia hires Indians. So, as an HR recruiter, her job profile is to hire from India and send workforce from India to Japan. So, I want to ask you, Sophia, what are some of the high demand jobs in Japan?
So yeah, mostly since I'm in Indian, the company hire me because I'm in Indian, so that they can get very good high quality engineers in Japan, right?
Yes.
And for that, like mostly the Japanese companies look for engineers like it depends upon their company, right? They also they want IT engineers, they want mechanical, all kinds of engineers depend upon the company. And most of the time they are like if you are an IT background, most of the time you don't need Japanese, right?
Okay.
Because it's you just have to deal with all those
Basics.
technical terms, but and you don't have to be in touch with or to contact with any Japanese people, right? But in some, for example, in case of semiconductors, you have to work with machines, right? So if you are working on a machine, you have to be with, you are always with a Japanese, right, within the lab or wherever you are working. So at that time you have to speak Japanese, and it's very necessary. So most of the Indian candidates got rejected because they don't know Japanese or they are not good in Japanese. Yeah.
So Japanese is one, and technical skills,
Yes,
right? So when you say technical skills, any special technical skills that you can remember, like?
Yeah, so most of the time the engineer in IT engineers and others, like of course, but most of the computer languages like Python, JavaScript, C++, they are looking those kinds of people who work in those fields.
Great, great. So, Sophia, are you also a part of interview process when you are interviewing students?
Yes.
So, what are the qualities that you look for in these candidates?
So of course I just don't interview Indians. I also interview like other foreigners, like from America or Europe or other countries at the Middle East. So in that first is like if they don't know Japanese, they have to know English, right? So because this is the only one of the communication skill. So in that if you can speak English and plus if you have very good experience and good knowledge in your field, like if you are a university or PhD graduate, you have to you have to have a very good work experience in your university time, like in research or your lab experiences. It's very necessary. Based on that, they will hire you for a particular job. Yes.
Okay, so basically language skills,
Yes.
and technical skills.
Yes.
If not Japanese, then at least English,
Yeah.
right? Anything else like in personality that Japanese put a lot of focus on?
It depends upon the company most of the time. Like if you are good at your in your field, it's just the interview, right? In one meet you cannot judge a person.
You cannot.
Yeah, so it depends.
So how can a student in India find these jobs in Japan?
Okay, so for us, we are like collaborating with many IITs or many recruiting agencies in India. But if a student want to get hired in Japan, I think they just register themselves in, like, there are so many applications or recruitment companies or like applications where you can just upload your resumes, and then the agencies will get to know about your resume, and then according to that they will contact you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, what is the typical pay scale that these fresh hires can expect in Japan?
Yeah, so for fresh graduates, the pay scale, it starts from like 2,50,000 yen. It means like 2,50,000 yen. It's if we convert it in Indian rupee, it's like
1,25,000.
Yeah, something like that. So it starts from that for a fresh graduate. So and it depends upon the your skill. So if you are an engineer with a work experience, it will goes up to like 8 lakhs or
Per month, 8 lakhs?
Yeah.
Yen?
Yes,
So
yes.
that means 4 lakh rupees
Yes,
approximately.
and more than that also.
More than that also.
If you are looking for work in Tokyo, it will be higher than that. Yes.
So that's great news,
Yes.
I think, for engineers specifically.
Yes, for fresh graduates.
First fresh graduates
And
also.
if you have experience, it will be like very high.
Very high,
Yeah.
right. And there is a lot of demand also
Yes.
for engineers,
Yes.
right?
So like because of the aging population in Japan, the companies in Japan are mostly looking the highly skilled engineers in India, and they are collaborating with university for that, especially the engineering universities like IITs, NITs, and then for that they first, for example, in our company, like we are planning to first intern a student from like IIT, for example, from Indian University, and then after the internship, first in the internship it will be like 3 to 6 months. In that they will train you. First they will give you a survival course, which means they will train you
basic
Japanese and like how to survive in Japan, right? And then after that, they will teach you or like train you in the field, like your real job, right? Which after that the internship is over, they will see your work. If you are like if you are accepting the challenges to work in Japan, if you are really challenging, they will like just hire you. Yeah, so it's like that.
Any advice for Indian students who want to work in Japan?
Yeah.
Specifically, Sophia hires engineers, so anything for engineering.
So yeah, I interviewed many Indian engineers. Most of them get rejected because of they don't know Japanese language.
Right.
Yeah, and so even if they know Japanese, like sometimes they need, like most of the time they need N2 level Japanese, JLP to N2 level. So if you are N3, even if you have got the N3 certificate, but you are N2 level, I think it's okay, because if you are good at communication skill in Japanese, like I think it's okay, even if you are N3, even if you are N4 certificate also, but you speak very good Japanese, I think they will hire you. But you have to know Japanese. That's the most important thing.
Yes. Brilliant, brilliant. So one is Japanese skills, and you have to be technically very strong. And as Sophia said earlier, if you are very good in technical skills, then maybe your Japanese language can be ignored.
Yeah,
right?
Like in case of IT engineers. Yeah.
Right. All right. Sophia, any message to Indian students who are looking for jobs in Japan?
Of course. So the Japanese are very welcoming, they are very nice, very kind, they are very helpful. Like for me, it's if I share my experience, it was like because of the kindness and the warm nature of Japanese, I could survive in Japan during the COVID, right? Because during COVID I was there like a whole 3 years. I couldn't come back to Japan because of COVID, and at that time it was at the university. There was only 2 Indian students, me and one another my friend, and we were only Indian students, and it was like of course we Indian people are like very family oriented. We are always stay in social, right? We are very social person, but in Japan it's not like that. But even though they are not social, but they will never make you feel that you are away from home. Like they will always like ask you, they will always check out you, like if you are okay. Like when I was a student in the university, so my professor, he always asks me, he always checks out me, you are okay. Like if you want something, they will always ask you, like and they really cares about you. And like it's not like that they are just asking out of you, like just asking, but it's like they really understand staying far away from your family is very difficult. They really understand that. So they really want to help you, and then and they really help you like in very small things. That's why it's you don't have to feel very you have to feel very positive about Japan, even if maybe you are like hearing that it's a very tiring, like very jobs are very tiring. People think of societal, there comes a societal thoughts many times, but it's not like that. It may be like in few cases are like that, but most of the time it's not like that. People are really nice, very welcoming, very heartwarming, and I have a very good experience. I really don't have any bad memories or bad experience with Japanese people.
Thank you, Sophia. It was so wonderful to have you, and I'm sure all the things that you spoke about, I'm sure it will encourage more and more students to look at their careers in Japan. Thank you, everyone. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks.